I guess what I always like to share is pretty much what I share with the team. I thought we got into an offensive battle there primarily in the second half. They shot 55% from the from the field, 45% from the three-point line, and made their free throws when they got there. Did like to fight from our guys to get back into the game, but what I told them is we got to stop fighting to get back in games and understand even more so about defending and rebounding, though thought we did a great job rebounding tonight. Actually did a pretty good job taking care of the basketball until the last play was obviously a very costly turnover. But just told them to continue to stick together and continue to work. Obviously disappointed. Had our opportunities to not only win the game, but also create separation within our league. There was a few times where we talked about getting timely stops when we're up 3 points. Actually got a good look too. One time up one by Jake in front of our bench, but thought we negated ourselves tonight with fouling and putting them at the line for, at that point they were in the double bonus. But tough to swallow. So, yeah.
Is it shocking to have a game like that from all those your most trusted guys? I assume that's got to be pretty. It's got to kind of catch you off guard.
Hurts, but he's human as well. Probably wouldn't want anybody else in that scenario for us. We didn't execute, but at the end of the day, without executing, you still want to at least get the ball up on the rim to get a shot rather than a turnover. But to me, I don't think it just came down to that last play. Like I said, I thought there was opportunities within the game, especially when we went up 3, to create some separation and put onus on our defense to stop them. But instead of stopping them, we were fouling them, and they went to the free throw line and did their job in a sense of putting them in.
In that scenario that you said, was it a situation of not being in position defensively or them just being overly aggressive in terms of them getting the line?
No, I thought it was us. I thought they were silly fouls, to be honest with you. Simple fouls, in the sense of reaching for the ball, especially with the way the whistle was being called tonight, and reaching for no reason, especially when they're inside the three-point line, to where worst case scenario they're taking a probably tough 2, but you're putting them at the free throw line and there's no defense on free throws. And they did their job tonight from the line, 17 to 18, 95, 94%. We only got there 13 times ourselves and shot it at a 69% clip. So, you look at a lot of things, you probably go back to the free throw line of just senseless fouling and understanding, that they had was an 8-point cushion right there, from the foul line.
Coach, you said you'd like to see Hunter Thompson be more of a jerk down in the paint. Looked like he kind of got in the groove a little bit there.
Yeah. I think the kid's progressing. He's getting better every time we get out, to where he's becoming more inside and out. He's not just hanging around the perimeter, but being able to go down there and play with his back to the basket score. Thought the offensive foul was a tough call on him. That's just been, well, it's been a point of emphasis, but it just didn't seem to be called quite enough. And tonight it got called, but he's turning himself into a really good basketball player. Not only scoring the basketball, but also rebounding the basketball. And there was actually a point in time in that second half we actually put him on number 0, which probably was a tough matchup for him personally. But I thought he did a great job moving his feet, understanding that kid's, understanding the scouting report on that kid. So he's growing in all aspects of the game.
Brandon Porter hit some big shots tonight. How important is a guy like that going to be going forward?
Well, I mean, I'm happy for him, at the end of the day. But we were searching, for productivity from the spot that he plays. And again, I've never, ever questioned his ability on the offensive end. My stickler with him was always on the defensive end of the floor. And I will say I thought he was solid there tonight. I didn't think he was a liability. But he did help in the sense of putting the ball in the hole for us. Obviously made the three ball, rebounded a little bit for him within his 14 minutes, but bright spot for him. And probably got to reevaluate that position to see how we can or possibly can get more productivity from there.
You finally get Mormon onto the court in a game. Mormon?
Oh, What about him?
Just getting him out there tonight, he didn't get in there for an extended period.
Yeah, the job with him was probably somewhere between 6 and 10, and not being out there at an extended period of time. He's kind of worked his way back into practice. Had one day where it was just half court, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, to where he's just going against bodies now. Because he had been cleared to play, but he was a little uncomfortable to get back out there. So, instead of playing him, we held him a little bit longer. And just had some good talks with him and watched himself on film from practice. Obviously, would be considered our best rebounder, one of our best defenders, a big physical present athlete. And even within his 8 minutes, didn't get a shot up, but I thought he served his purpose in the sense of kind of getting back into the rhythm. But, when he's at 100%, he's probably, a 20-minute guy, minimum. But you can't just, I guess, go back out there and play. I almost did, actually. I almost did, but I had to get him out. But again, I thought Brandon Porter stepped up and took advantage of the opportunity as well.
With Brandon, do you trade some defense for some offense going forward?
That's the debate. That's what we got to talk about as a staff. We obviously will continue to harp at him on the defensive end of the floor. But we got to look. Well, I'll say this: if he's out there, you got to understand who he's out there with, in the sense of covering some wounds. So as Tyler continues to progress, he and Tyler will be a good combination, because Tyler being a defender and a rim protector, that if for some reason he does fall asleep or whatever, you got a guy that could help. I love Thompson, and he's grown, but that's not his DNA. Obviously Mueller didn't play that much tonight. That's a little bit of Mueller's DNA as well. But yeah, something we got to look at, possibly with him.
Does this team need a lot more from Jake? Get Jake going a little bit and get him not only from shooting outside, but maybe getting a mid-range game as well and getting more open looks?
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. If Jake gets 4 cracks at it, and I thought maybe one of them was a late clock situation, but like I said, the one in front of our bench, I thought it was a good look to give us help extend the lead a little bit, but with him, I necessarily wouldn't say let's go into the mid-range. I think with the way teams are playing them, not only the 3 ball, but the 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, I think he has to mix that in, and I think he's done that here and there. But teams do try to take him out because of his ability, so he may not get them in successions in the sense of his 3-point shots. But the one in front of our bench, and then the one in the first half off our underneath out of bounds, I thought it was a really good look. But when they come, you gotta be ready to make them for this team. But I've always said it about Jake. I think he competes. At the end of the day. So him going away with 0 points, yeah, that hurts us. But we had our opportunities tonight. We had opportunities.
Does his elbow affect the shot at all?
Say that again.
Does his elbow affect the shot at all?
He's making them in practice. He's making them in practice. Whether it's us shooting or us playing 3-on-3 or us playing 5-on-5, he's making them. So I'm sure he wouldn't blame it on that either. I think he got some looks and they didn't go in.